Just a stats, Reggie Johnson, Eugene Morgan coming to you from lovely city of Atlanta, Georgia. And Eugene, we have a terrible situation here, depending on how you look at it for Tom Thibodeau, because he did get fired here recently. But the Knicks do also owe him $30 million. So it's a bad day. Don't get me wrong, because a lot of people nobody wants to lose their job, but
no,
I mean, they're kind of giving him like $30 million. Just go sit down somewhere. Like, here's your 30 million. I guess thanks for the 4 of 5 years of winning seasons that you provided for us. I guess, thank you for taking us to our first conference finals, I think in 25 years, something like that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
4 of the 5 years. And let me see here. Let's go to our stat. I had another stat here pulled up. Let's hear for the people who can't see here. Let's see. So out of all 5 years here, it looks like he's got 4 winning seasons, 2 back-to-back 50-win seasons. Only didn't go to the playoffs one time, 21-22. I don't know if there's something I'm missing. Something I'm missing here about did he suck? I mean, this looks pretty good to me. I mean, what do you think is going on here in New York? I mean, is this like personalities? There's a lot of different things being discussed here, but I think one of the things that one of the things that we have in coincidence to say are in one of the things that kind of ties this all together is the shock of him being let go. I think altogether by a lot of people who just weren't seeing this coming, especially maybe if you were in New York. Or if you're in the locker room, maybe someone did, and you hear a lot of people say, well, he didn't make enough adjustments. He was not, his playoff performance wasn't great. Well, the playoff performance for the guys before him was non-existent. You guys weren't in the conference finals for the previous 25 years. We want to talk about his lineups. You want to talk about maybe some of his strategies you don't like that he had in the playoffs. Eugene, at least he was there.
Right.
At least he was in the final. He was in the conference finals. These other guys, no matter some of these other coaches for the last 25 years, no matter how much you may have liked them, they weren't as good. They didn't get as far. What do you think this is about?
Well, it's crazy. It's like, I know we're gonna probably talk about it a little bit, but the like, I always love the "now you told us," like the Atlantic like dropped that article right after. Like, I feel like the blood wasn't even fresh in the water about the whole cat and that whole thing. I mean, yes, we all know Tips. He's a great coach. He's a good coach. But it has to, you got to like at least give him a chance. Like, okay, you brought us to this point. Are you able to like extend your bench? Because we all know in this day and age, you can't win just with 5 guys. You got to at least have 6 out of 7 guys to win in the playoffs. And he's notorious for just running his guys and wearing them out by the time the playoffs come. And it's like, and then it's time to do that in the regular season. And he doesn't do that. He's never done that. So, but he still won 50 plus games and still went to Eastern Conference Final. So he does have a formula for winning. I'm just like, why do you extend a guy and then go and fire him in the offseason? Why not give him the chance? Like, okay, what we're going to do, we're going to bring some assistant coaches in to help you with this, help you with your rotations, help you with some offensive schemes, because that I would rather him do that because they like you. What we're going to say probably is like, okay, the next coach coming in, so that puts the burden on him. So he's got to at least go to the Eastern Conference Finals, right? To just
He's got to go. He has to win the Eastern Conference Finals. He cannot have a losing record.
Right.
When you look at Tibbs' record combined was almost 57%, 0.565. So 56.5% on the winning percentage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really great at math, but that's a pretty good winning percentage. That means you've won most of your games.
Yeah.
That means the person who comes in after him just has to win most of his games in the Eastern Conference Finals.
In which he should.
So
the Eastern Conference is going to be weak next year.
You're going to have to take your team to have the wins, right? And
Other
let's think
wins.
about it. There's only one more step here. You got to go to the finals. So if you don't
Gotta
step
go to the
in
finals.
and go to the finals, you've done worse than Tibbs. That's pretty much that's right where we're at here in the Eastern Conference. If you have not gone to the finals, because the only thing you can do is go to the semi conference finals and win, or you know what I mean, the conference finals and win. You go to
Right.
conference finals and win, then you're in the finals. There you kind of have what the expectation, I guess, is for the next coach. I don't know if the next coach feel like the guy's just going to come in and. I mean, you're pretty much steering, or you're the ship that Tibbs is kind of already turned around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're kind of
Right.
just taking over the captaincy there, right?
Right. And maybe it's like a Mark Jackson, Steve Kerr thing, right? So maybe they
Yeah,
looked at him.
absolutely.
Maybe they got, hey, you got us to this point. Great. We need someone to get us over to this next hump.
And that worked
But
out beautifully for them. So we'll see. I don't see
I,
that. I
right.
don't
That's the
see that
thing.
with the Knicks, man. I don't. Maybe it's because I didn't like them as much as I liked Golden State. Kind of with Mark Jackson, you can kind of see the Klay Thompson thing and the
Right.
Steph
You
Curry
could,
thing kind of
mhm.
come into shape there, come into form. I don't see anything, and we'll talk about the Knicks here further in a second, but it's kind of like you see the opposite. You see them looking to maybe tear things down a little bit versus just add to what you had, whereas Golden State was adding players and kind of you saw things kind of clearing the deck for Steph to be the guy,
Yeah.
and then to have a clear plan to build around him and everything like that. It seems to me that I don't know if the Knicks necessarily have that same plan. I mean, obviously they got Brunson there, but I don't know what's going to happen with Cat, and I just don't know why you would make this choice unless you can tell the other coach coming in that the expectations aren't astronomical. Because when you look at what Tibbs has already done there, 4 or 5 winning seasons, and he had the first conference finals in 25 years.
Yeah.
It's a hard act to follow.
Yeah. Right. And then you have your first 5 is pretty much taking up all your salary. So you got to be creative in your bench, right? So you have to have some, and you're coming into like probably one of the first free agent markets in a long time, and so you're going to try and build a bench on just minimum guys because you put so much capital in your first 6 guys. It's gonna be hard to like to build out the rest of your lineup, and because that was one thing. If you look at Indiana, they were bringing they had their starting 5, but they had guys. They're bringing in different dudes off that bench and strong and just competing at a high level every night against them. So, and don't get me wrong, it's gonna be the East is gonna be really weak, especially if Giannis leaves the East, which I highly doubt he's going to leave. I would be surprised, but who knows? But let's just say he does. The East is going to be wide open, so it's not going to be like the Knicks can't be in the same spot, but they really have to win the East. They really have to be that Eastern Conference Finals team, and when all said and done, if you're getting rid of Tips, I just don't get it. It's like you just signed him an extension, just give
Just
him
signing. That
guys.
thing runs through 27, 28, I want to say.
Yeah, it does. It does, and it's like give him some tools. Like, okay, look, thank you. You got us here. Now let's help you out. Let's give you some pieces. Let's give you some better assistance on that bench that can help you just build out help you rotation guys. Hey, you're playing Charlotte tonight. You don't have to play all 5 of your guys. Play some of the rookies. Because they have 2 rookies on that bench they drafted, barely got any minutes this year. So it's like that's his only downfall. But again, you can't argue with where he ended up. He had 50 plus wins and goes to the Eastern Conference Finals. And let's just say maybe if they win that first game, maybe it's a completely different series. Maybe we're talking about a completely different team, and maybe they're in the finals. So let's just momentum is a thing in the playoffs, and we know once Indiana kind of took that first game, they kind of took the momentum away from the Knicks. But I don't know. It's one of those things like when Denver fired Malone, at least Denver they took it to OKC, right? They took them 7 games. So you can kind of go, okay, I respect the move. I get it now. I understand there was probably dysfunction in this, but this I have a hard time when a guy just like you said, 25 years. 25 years. That's a long time. That's so that's a quarter of
Yeah,
life
they act
century.
like they were too good
Right.
for that. Like they act like they
Yes.
were like, hey, we're not good enough. We're too good of a team for these results of going to the
Mm-hmm.
Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25. Like you guys are repeatedly visiting there. You're not Boston, right? Boston was going to the finals, semi conference finals. They were going to conference finals. They were in the playoffs, late playoff runs. That's not the Knicks' reality. The Knicks haven't been that team that's making obviously by the 25-year drought, but that's known to make runs like this. So it's interesting to have a coach that you say to, this is just not good enough.
Yeah.
Well, this is the best you've had for a quarter of a century. This is the best you've had for a quarter of a century, and it's not good enough. So then
Right.
you get the next guy to come in here. You better be game busters for you. You better really be in here delivering. And also, when you look at the Pacers were only one game. There's only one game separated the Pacers and the Knicks. It's not like the Knicks came in and got embarrassed by an 8 seed. The
No.
Knicks lost to a team that is only separated by one game. The Knicks were 51-31, and the Pacers were 50-32. That's only one game. The Pacers are a 50-win team. There's only one game separating you guys. You could have lost to them. That's a very big possibility that you could lose to. You could have lost a team worse than them, but you definitely could have lost to a team that's so close to you, you know?
Right.
So the fact that you lose to, and they're the 4 seed, they're right under you too. So it's not even like there was multiple teams with that record. They're literally forced right behind you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it happens. It happens. I mean, it's not crazy. I definitely don't think it's crazy enough to just fire Tibbs over altogether, because now I think it sends a horrible message to whoever's coming in there next. And you know, if you are the Knicks, here, because from what I'm hearing a lot of people say that Cat's the problem. They want Cat out of there, you know, and I thought Cat played pretty well throughout the season. I think he's a good basketball player. What do you do here now? I mean, do you make a run at the Kevin Durant situation? You know, like a lot of people saying they should do a few things here and there. But I think that if I was the GM, this is very easy for me. If I was GM, I look at the run that we just went on, the best run that we've had in a quarter century. I would take a bend, don't break approach. I don't see the point in why tear the whole thing up. This is the best results you've had in 25 years.
Right.
You haven't had a track record of tearing down things and rebuilding it. It took you quite some time to build this. So I don't know why you would tear this down to just for what? I mean, maybe if you go after Kevin Durant, it's gonna be depth for sure, right?
Right.
You got 3 or 4 of those guys out of here.
Yeah, and then you still don't solve your problem. Okay, so who's going to be your middle? Who's going to be your center? You know, so you still have that issue. So you're going to bring Kevin Durant in, and I'm assuming that's got to be you're trading Cat away. You're moving Cat on that contract to Phoenix. Again, I still don't understand that doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I would just kind of run it back the same way I
don't see
have.
the problem running it back either, man.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're able to get Giannis, but you don't have the draft capital you have. You gave to get to get Bridges, so you don't have the draft capital even to get that. What Milwaukee's going to want, and they're not going to want your draft picks, except if you're going to be, competing in the Eastern Conference Final next couple of years. I don't want your draft picks because you're going to be a top seed.
They're all low. Right.
Right. So if it's me, I'm running it back and I'm trying to build out my bench with minimum guys, because I just, like I said, there's no reason to hit the panic button when you have a 50+ win team Boston's going to be as strong next year. I mean, we have to see, is this Indiana thing, is it sustainable, or is this kind of will teams figure
Indiana,
them
man,
out?
if they compete next year again, like that'll be 3 years in a row of strong competition for Indiana
Right.
if they're
So
able to
it's
pull
just
that out.
yeah. So it's like, it's not like they have to be the top seed. And you have the Cleveland thing was what they're going to, if they're going to do anything, if they're going to run it back with their same team. So like, there's no reason for New York to go, oh, let's just to get rid of Cat, because he was maybe I mean, I do like Cat. Like we all know his defensive amnesias he has, at times on that side of the ball. So but he's still a top player. I mean, he's still a guy. He's still one of your. They have two top guys. They have him and Brunson, and just don't, unless you're getting Giannis back. I just don't. I don't think you're upgrading by getting Durant. Just from he's older. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know he get the shot, but I don't know if that's to me. I don't know if that's an upgrade, because you still have to find reason. I still have to figure that hole in the middle. I mean, maybe you put Mr. Robinson in that spot, but you're still gonna have to go find backup centers, and so I don't know. I just keep it the way it is. I mean, what's the point in just fill up my bench? And you still have to figure out, are you extending Bridges at the end of the season, because he's on an expiring contract, and you kind of have to, because you give up so much draft capital to get him. So
Right. It would seem like a waste if you don't,
right,
especially given
so
especially given the results.
right, because I mean, we know the points that went down, but the usage got better, right? The field goal percentage got better. Everything, all the other numbers went across the board, got better with them. So if that's me, you're getting the coach, but I don't know who you're getting. I mean, I keep hearing Mike Malone. I don't like that, because it's like you just had Tibbs, who does the same exact thing, who doesn't really develop players off his bench. So it would make zero sense. And it's funny, as soon as I guess who the hot assistant was for Cleveland. Well, that dude's gone. As soon as Tibbs got fired, that dude got eaten up by the Phoenix. So Phoenix signed him. So you got one
He's
of the
gone.
tops. He's gone. So I don't know who. It's just like you said. I would just stay where I was at. You had a good coach there. I'm still confused by it.
Yeah, and what's crazy about just looking at the Karl Anthony Towns Knicks, or the Knicks are Karl Anthony Towns for Minnesota. It's one of the best years he's had in a long time. It's the best year he's had since 2021. Like, when you look here, he's had 24 points. So from one, he only missed 10 games. He played 72 games. So let's start there. Cat played 72 games. He averaged 35 minutes a game, 24 points, 12.8 rebounds, 3 assists. So let's do round up: 24, 13, and 3. It's not bad. When you look at his numbers here with Indiana, we were like, oh, he sucked. 22 and 14, his last game. 24 and 13, the game before that. 24 and 12, the game before that. 24 and 15, the game before that. Percentage-wise, he shot for the season. He shot 53% for the season. It's not a bad basketball player. Like, when I'm just looking out, it's just not a bad basketball player. So
no, he's not.
I don't understand the feeling, making it seem like it's like his fault that everything you hear that's happening. Maybe people are hearing some locker room issues, right? The locker room thing that came out. They said that there were some issues, I guess, with maybe some people feeling like Cat should be traded, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why you would do that. I just don't know why you would do that. I don't think that you should look at the best results you've had in 25 years and think that you have to make complete changes of your team.
No.
Like, let's just change this thing. Let's just blow it up as if the opposite is true, as if we've just had the worst year that we've had in 25 years. You would think that. Listen to how you hear some people talk. You would think New York had the worst year that they've had in 25 years. Well, how some people are talking. They've just fired their coach. They're talking about getting rid of one of their best players. And you're like, well, wait a second. This this is what teams that suck do. This isn't teams that were great just 5 minutes ago do. Like, these people are all still healthy. They're still playing. I don't know why you didn't run it back. This definitely seems like the New York Knicks are in blow up mode. Like, maybe they're just blowing their team up now.
Yeah, and like I said, the only trade I want is if I'm getting Giannis, and there's no way Milwaukee's going to take on Cat's contract. It's like, why are we going to bring him in? Why are we going to bring him in? Like, next 2 years, he's going to make $61 million or $60+ million. It makes zero sense.
Brutal.
You know, I mean, unless they get like a third team involved, maybe you get like a Brooklyn involved, where you can like get some of their draft capital. That's where it makes sense, and then you can maybe switch. But then maybe you're like switching. Maybe you're moving Cat to Brooklyn and Claxton to Milwaukee, and you're getting a lot of draft capital from Brooklyn, or maybe you're getting Cam. I don't. If it's me, if I'm New York, there's no reason for me. I'd rather just fill up my bench, and then wait until February. And then if I have to make a trade or improve my team, I'm doing it then. I'm running it back now with the same exact guys, and hopefully the coach I can bring in can be on that development side, but again, it's going to be really tough for that bench because you have so much capital invested in those 6 guys. And then like you said, you have to, and then you have the Bridges, and then do you extend Cat, because Cat has the extension coming up for, I think you can send him in the offseason. I mean, do you extend him now, or do you wait till he becomes a free agent? And, obviously salary cap goes higher, but do you extend him now and maybe at the lower rate? So
are you talking about extending Cat?
Yeah, because he's got like this, I think that mid-level exception. He's got a extension coming up that they can extra size now if they want to. But so do you extend him now, get those couple extra years, or wait? So it's just, they've got a lot of decisions, and it's not, and it's getting, and yay, let's fire a coach and go get somebody else. So it's a lot of things going on in New York.
It looks like Cat's going to be making 50, 25, 26. 26, 27, he's under contract for 57. 27, 28. Now, here's where you're looking at that situation of where maybe you go extension, right? So he'll be in his last year. So I wouldn't extend him next year. 25, 26. I don't think so. He's probably going to play at 53. 26, 27, when he's at 57 now, and he'll be 31. Now you have a chance, in my opinion, to say, hey, because you already know player option for 61 at 27, 28. And typically I would say, oh, they're definitely going to pick that up. But Cat's 32. He might not pick that up. He might look for a different deal.
Right.
At 32 and just get a whole nother deal that takes him another 3 to 4 years out from there before you start really looking at picking up player options. So that $61 million is probably not going to happen. He's probably going to just do another deal around that time. But Knicks don't really have to worry about that. If the Knicks were to keep him, you don't even have to worry about Cat this next season. He'd already be under contract. You just do your thing. And maybe with the Milwaukee Giannis thing is interesting because, for one, you're getting back, no matter who you trade Giannis out for, you're getting back kind of 4 quarters on the dollar there. You're not exactly going to get back a Giannis for a Giannis if you decide to just trade him out somewhere. So that would be interesting to see exactly how it all transpires. But what is even more interesting than that is the absolute no chance that the betting markets are giving the Pacers in this competition here. So we're in a competition. The NBA Finals, at least they call it a competition. But from what the betting markets have been looking like, there is no competition here. There is no competition. Like, it looks as if the Thunder are just going to destroy the Pacers. So is this just the Thunder being very historically great, you think? Or is it more so like, it can't be just this much Pacer hate, right? It's not this much Pacer disrespect, or is it a little bit of the two? Is it Pacer disrespect and Thunder love to have the odds be so separated as far as the Thunder is just being so much the favorites?
I think just from what we watched, the Thunder they're just the best. They're the better team. They have. I mean, if you look at the Pacers, I mean, other than Halliburton, I mean, they don't really have. I mean, yes,
I like my guy Siakam, man.
I mean
For sure.
Siakam, yeah, but he's not. I just wouldn't. I mean, if I'm going down the lineups, I mean, am I
You're
wanting
gonna run out
Siakam?
of guys quicker on Pacers, right? So as you go down the
Right.
Pacers, I think I got
Yeah.
a couple guys I really like. A few guys I
Uh-huh.
like Miles Turner, but that list starts to get thinner
Really
quicker, I should
gets
say.
thinner and the thing is like, hey, they both have good benches, but OKC has a better bench. But I mean, and and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Indiana didn't get battle tested by going through New York, but I just felt like once OKC beat Denver, I feel like they're like, oh, we beat a, a real champion in this Denver team, and we took them 7 games, and then they just annihilated. I mean, it was
Correct.
just they
Correct.
annihilated Minnesota. It wasn't even like there was a game or two, but there was those some of those blowout games were ridiculous. And then it's
That
just
didn't
like
seem like a contest, right?
right. I mean, I remember one time I watched a couple games and by like the third quarter, I'm like, I'm scrolling on my phone because I'm like bored, just waiting for the game to end so I can watch, watch inside the NBA, watch the old guys go at it. But yeah, I mean, I don't think Indiana's gonna get swept. They're just they've got talent, but I'm going with I think the consensus is the gentleman suite 4-1. I just
Wow.
well I
That
I
just would
don't
not be shocking though with how
know.
OKC's been playing. It's not shocking, right?
No, and this I just think Indiana I think they've gotten to this point like we got here. It almost reminds me a little bit like Dallas, like last year when they got there. And it's like, oh, you got here, but now you got to go play Boston. And I feel like that's where Indiana is. But I mean, Halliburton's going to have a game. They're gonna have a game where they're going to click. But I think it's going to be one game. I just OKC is just they haven't looked different from the beginning of the year, right? It's like you looked at box scores going, did they lose tonight? You would be shocked. Indiana, like, don't be wrong, they came in, they started off a little slow and came in hot in the playoffs, and I'm not taking anything away from them, but man, this is just this is a different beast. They're playing a team that can just kind of match them, and oh, by the way, they're gonna bring guys off the bench that can match them too. So it's like it's not it's not like you're getting a little a little timeout, a little rest when they bring up the guys off the bench too.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that's interesting about that is what you said about consistency and how they consistently look good. And I think that's one of the things that's getting them the praise from everybody is just how great they've looked from the beginning of the season to now. There's been really no fall off. They were a great team, great looking team in the middle of the season, great looking team at the end of the season, great looking team at the beginning of the season, great looking team at the end of the playoffs. Yeah, so now the only thing left really is for them just to finish the job,
Yeah,
just to go into the finals and look like a great team all the way through. And they've shown nothing that says that they won't do that. You know what I mean?
right.
It just doesn't look like they're letting up. They're not suffering from any crazy injuries. They look like they're ready to seal this. And I think that's the injuries, the only thing I think that would even derail the Thunder here at this point. I think that they didn't have to go and knock on the conference final door several times before they were able to knock it down. Once they got there, they took care of business. Now they're in the finals. And now they have a chance to really go. And it's a young team too, man. That's
Very
impressive.
young
That's
team.
impressive for a young team to be out here. And also the superstar model, right? Like look at the teams that we have. What about the parity? The parity that it says about the NBA, because we have two different teams here. It's not like these are teams that LeBron James are on. This
Mm-mm.
is one of the teams isn't the Lakers, or Boston. It's interesting to see two teams that have great players and great built out team, especially the Thunder's a great build. If you're a basketball fan, the Thunder are just a great team. Like the way the way they're built out, it's a great team. the starting five, they got depth. Caruso underrated ad, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
always. I love Caruso.
Underrated ad. It's just a well-built team. I don't see how you can even. There's nothing I dislike about the Thunder, to be honest with you. There's nothing. And we watched the Thunder kind of build throughout the years, and we liked it. We liked the Thunder for a while. But this is phenomenal. This is
Yeah.
phenomenal, and they're destroying teams. They're beating teams by 30 casually. So when you see stuff like that, maybe the odds don't seem so crazy. Maybe the Vegas, as they've been known to, know what they're talking about here, and the Pacers have little to no shot, I guess. I mean, I don't know if you're an Indiana fan. How do you even solve it? You just go in and say, "Hey, nobody's giving us a shot," right? That's what you got to say if you're Indiana. You got to go in and say, "Nobody's giving us a shot."
Right. No, you're not getting any calls, and you got to just go out and play like you did against New York, and hope things kind of go your way like they did that. But that's really your only shot. I mean, because they're just a step above you. And by the way, I remember saying you this once they lost the game 1 versus Denver. It's like the scary thing is they're so set up. So just say like miraculously they don't win this NBA Finals, which we all think they're going to win. They have so much draft capital. They can go after whatever they want because they have the not only do they have their own picks, but they have picks from other teams that teams are going to want. So it's like, oh, they could just go and just plug a guy in, whatever. Here we take this capital. Oh, hey Zion, you want to come over here? Great. Here, New Orleans, take these picks and we'll bring him over. I mean, I'm not saying they would go get him. I'm saying they have that luxury to go, well, we could still tweak our team to where we're always going to be relevant because we have the draft capital. We still have a pretty good payroll, and we have the talent on our side as well. So, yeah, I think it's. I mean, I like the Indiana story. I like Rick Carlisle, but there's just way too much talent on this on this OKC team.
Yeah, I think we'll leave it there. It's just a stat. Check us out, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you find your podcast. See you next time.